What's up, guys? KyleHuntFitness. Look who I got. Look who I brought onto the channel. Nick Wright, one of my best friends in the industry. Been up in Rhode Island all weekend, training with him, hanging out with him, going out to eat, whatnot. Yeah. So I figured I'd bring him onto the channel for a topic that's pretty relevant for this guy, being that he used to be in bodybuilding. That's basically what we were into when we first met, first got into. You were doing bodybuilding shows. I was helping you prep and whatnot. And now you're into powerlifting. We're both into powerlifting. Yeah. So what I want to talk about is how bodybuilding and powerlifting don't have to be two separate entities.
Not at all.
Not at all. And how powerlifting can actually help you enhance your physique. Mm-hmm. So to start off, what have you found as far as your physique has changed since you've switched from bodybuilding to powerlifting?
Well, in general, not going about right now because I've been, off my diet and it's been a long week of celebrations and whatnot. But yeah, normally, if you guys go and look at leading up to the last meet and everything, I give you guys physique updates and such. I've noticed that I've gained an incredible amount of thickness, muscle thickness that I never had before. Specifically, my chest, my back, my legs are looking better than ever. Actually, a lot of thickness in my arms, of course. I've noticed a tremendous just increase of thickness and overall muscular size from powerlifting.
Yeah.
Certain things that I don't focus on so much anymore go down a little bit, like upper chest. I don't personally focus on doing a lot of incline anymore. So like upper chest thickness might have gone down a little bit, but that's just a matter of focusing. If that's something that bothers you, then by all means you can throw in incline pressing and you can keep that going.
There was, if you guys hadn't read my article I posted a couple months ago, it was about bodybuilding, pretty much on this topic, how bodybuilding and powerlifting don't have to be, separate entities. They can help you and enhance each other. There was that article was based on an article on T Nation that said powerlifting was killing bodybuilding. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I didn't. I don't do T Nation.
Yeah, I mean, me neither. I just saw it posted around a lot, and being that I'm powerlifting and I still work with a lot of bodybuilders, it was I had to check it out, and then I wrote my rebuttal to it. And one of the main points that I think people who aren't familiar with powerlifting style of training, they don't realize how similar they actually are.
Yeah.
So maybe talk about that, how
powerlifting requires a lot of rep work. People think it's all maxing out. I thought it was all maxing out before I got into the sport.
Yep.
You get into the sport, you realize it's a major technique sport for one, and you realize it's a lot of repetitions. Powerlifters only go into singles and reps of sets of 2 and 3 and such when they're peaking for a meet usually. But a lot of times, like this next week, I actually have to do all sets of 12 on squats and sets of 12 on bench. It's a lot of rep work and it's a lot of high volume. That's going to hit hypertrophy. The hypertrophy rep range, there is no one rep range for hypertrophy.
There's a benefit to every rep range.
But in general, you think six and on up is good for hypertrophy. That is powerlifting. And of course you're focusing on optimizing your technique, so your form ends up cleaning up more than bodybuilders I've found, because you have to optimize your form in order to get the most amount of weight. So you're really optimizing everything. You're using a lot of form and a lot, and the biggest thing is too, guys, when it comes to natural bodybuilders especially, heavy weight is key to muscle growth. Heavy weight creates muscle overload, and that goes into muscle hypertrophy, and that stimulates muscle growth. So you're getting high volume, high reps, and heavy weight. That's everything you need. And you're doing all compound movements, so you're hitting everything in the body. So even if you don't have an arm day anymore, your triceps are now getting blasted more than they've ever been blasted. Biceps are a very routine accessory movement that we throw in after our bench day, for example. So you are absolutely hitting everything you would hit in bodybuilding with probably more intensity weight-wise and probably optimizing your form at that.
Well, because people don't understand, but volume is probably one of the biggest indicators of hypertrophy.
Yeah. But
volume is not just sets and reps. There's also a weight component to volume.
Absolutely.
It's weight times sets and reps.
Yep.
So if you're lifting heavier, you're getting more volume. And a key point here with powerlifting style training that I think is kind of one of the reasons why powerlifting style training works so well for bodybuilding is it has built-in progression.
Yes.
That progressive overload that's huge. It has a huge importance to bodybuilding and aesthetics.
Yep.
Is built into powerlifting programs. And not a lot of bodybuilding programs, take you from week 1 to week 8, where week 8 is just, if you follow the program, it's built in to where you're going to be, lifting so much more weight and in turn having so much more volume and progressive overload. So that kind of just wraps it up. There's a huge carryover from powerlifting to bodybuilding. So, you know, maybe I'm just saying if you're a bodybuilder who needs to take, you know, that year to 2 off in between contests, because I mean, really, as a natural lifter, you're not going to make progress year to year. You got to take a year off, 2 years off, and you want to be competitive. Maybe you should jump into some powerlifting.
I think so. It's funny, I got a lot of my friends around me locally here that are all about their physiques. You know, these guys are typical bros. Like, some of them talk about wanting to do a physique show. Others just want to look really good for the beach and everything. And when they first, you know, started talking to me about it, they were like I don't want to do powerlifting. I just want to look good. I want to get big muscles. I want to get the abs, the biceps. Fast forward till now, they're all doing a powerlifting program now, and they're all loving it.
Exactly. Well, now you don't even have to be a competitive athlete, like a competitive bodybuilder or a competitive physique athlete. Maybe you're just a guy that goes to the gym and wants to look good. Powerlifting can definitely help you do that.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Absolutely, for sure. So, like we said before, if you know, if anything, if you're worried about not hitting certain parts, you know, maybe we don't tackle lateral raises as high, you know, just throw those in. Throw those in after your main accessory power movements. But I mean, all like the best bodybuilding training splits, especially for natural guys, you know, Lane Norton's fat program, the push-pull legs repeat
really
program,
popular with
those are all strength-based.
Yep.
The whole premise is strength.
Yep.
So you go into a powerlifting program and it basically just optimizes that. It shows you how to, you know, it shows you periodization, moving from lighter weight, peaking up into heavier weight, just optimizes it for you. So I 100% recommend at least incorporating power training into your split at the very least.
Or even just incorporating the main movements, you know, squatting, deadlifting, benching, and working up to, you know, it doesn't have to be singles, but just working up to something heavy.
As long as it's not CrossFit, you're fine.
Exactly. All right, guys, until next time. Peace.
Later. So, I was just kidding, I love CrossFit.
That's awesome.